Let's get into it. This is a very odd episode, a little bit of a development when it comes to Rock and becoming the most installed president that the United States of America has ever seen. You remember this clip, right? Let's start here.
Oh, we were done.
Yeah.
I thought, we're done with all this. This is great.
Yeah.
We figured this out.
Yeah.
But no.
Well, that's why I wonder where are the call for leaders? You know what I mean? Like where? I mean, it's a big question, but
Well, nobody really wants to be president. It's fucking they crawl up your ass with a microscope.
Dude.
It's not fun. They've talked about you being president.
Dude, I know.
I remember at one point in time it was like they were saying it should be The Rock and Oprah. They should be president and vice president.
Dude, so one of the parties came to visit me
Oh no!
at the end of last year, asking for me to run.
Oh Jesus Christ!
I mean, it was
for president.
President.
Wow.
It was first of all incredibly fucking surreal.
Right.
Because I was the guy, who was wrestling in flea markets
Right.
years ago, looking for free corn dogs and hot dogs and shit, selling my headshots for $5, trying to make money, and then all of a sudden I'm having that conversation. But no, it was just incredibly surreal and so wild, but also so incredible that they had all this data that they had said, if this happens, here's the result. And
wow.
It was really fucking deep. And then I started to think, again, surreal, because that's never been my goal, right? I appreciate it, and I'm fucking honored, right?
Right.
Because I'm like you in here, in our core, right? But it made me think, it's either this is an incredible thing, and I got some pretty decent leadership skills, or things are so fucked up.
They're turned into the pro wrestling movie star. They're trying to run the world.
Man. But who are those, leaders, whether president or not? But I wait for, as it relates to the conflict, where they're like, who's not necessarily step up, but just information. As you were talking about, we live in this time with incredible technology and communicate so fast. And you could be as open as your aperture stretches out to be, and you could get as much information as you can. So where are those people who are going to...
They don't want to be president. They're running their own lives, and they're looking on the sideline and wishing that someone with real leadership skills and real wisdom and real empathy and a real moral compass, who's not governed entirely by money.
Well, you just said it. I mean,
So everybody remembers that. I made some videos about it. It was everywhere that The Rock is being positioned for president. I do think that is the case. And then this came out. No, not that. Here, let's pull this up. Where The Rock just posted this. He posted this like 12 hours ago. So this is him. I'm showing you the full video, but I'm just gonna read the caption. Productive meeting in the Pentagon. Thumbs up, U.S. Appreciate everybody's valuable time, and it's great to meet some of our military. Thank you for waiting. And to the guy who can be heard saying in a purely masculine way, I love you right back. So what you're seeing right now is him leaving the Pentagon. Now, I'm going to let this video play again. You see that woman right there that's in front of him in the black walking down? Little like nondescript woman. That's actually his ex-wife. His ex-wife, there she is, right there. You see her. Let me just point, her right there. So that's his ex-wife. So she's been said to be the woman who, there she is right there. She's said to be the woman who actually has built The Rock into this brand. So everything that you see that he's doing, whether it is presidential stuff, huge movies, Marvel stuff, superhero, XFL, all this stuff, and she recently bought the XFL, or at least has ownership in it. She is the one. If this guy has a handler, it's her, 100%. She's in an article that I was reading, and she says that The Rock is very coachable. He has a good discipline, and he's very coachable. So this is him leaving the Pentagon, and then this is him. Here, I'll read the description again. Famed steps of our nation's Capitol building. Took an important meeting here. What are you talking about? See, in Joe Rogan's clip, he said they came to see him. So in this, he actually went to see them. Now, I find this very interesting because he said both parties approached him. Now, if he's going here, I would assume he's having a meeting with the current party. I would think he was having a meeting with the Democratic Party. I could be wrong. I'll finish this. It says, appreciate everybody's valuable time. Very productive. You could feel the energy, the mana, as we walked through the iconic halls. Humbling and motivating to think about the history that's taken place here. So that's another one. Again, that's with his ex-wife there. She pretty much is, I hate to use the term handler, but I think that's what she would be. She literally is the one that puts him in position everywhere you see him. Anything you've seen him do, fame-wise, celebrity-wise, she's the one who has the call. She makes the call. She makes it happen. She is the person who has to say yes to whoever's on the phone asking for him to be anywhere and do anything. So, very interesting. And then a picture of him here recently. I'll read this. Shake hands, handshakes, and eyes mean everything to me, as I know they do to this man. General Randy George, Chief of Staff of the Army. Pleasure to meet with you, General, and thank you for welcoming us to D.C. and to meet with you and your fellow generals. So this guy was meeting with generals. He was in the Pentagon. He was in the Capitol building. Wild. Honestly, I think we're about to see the most installed president of the United States ever. And if it happens in 2024, if it happens while Trump is running, chaos. People will not stand for it. People will not stand for this. If this is what's happening, absolute chaos. So this is just a quick one. I just wanted to bring that up. This guy's been at the Pentagon and he's having productive meetings. I do not know what that means. I do not understand what business he would have at the Pentagon other than him talking more about becoming or running for president of the United States. But I feel like once you're at the Pentagon, they're kind of making a decision. Got my tinfoil Speedo on today. So I think a decision's being made and a push is going to happen. I know a lot of people think because of what happened with the whole his thing with Oprah, the whole fund and how much people didn't like it. That's not going to do. Duck off a water's back. Water off a duck's back. That didn't do anything to him at all. People still love him. Hawaii still loves him. General public still loves him. So, I don't know. This is wild to me. I still think Trump is obviously the front runner, but if he announces in 2024 with less than a year left until the elections, I don't get it. I'm just going to say it. He's the only one that you could make a convincing case that even in this short time, he garnered enough popularity and enough votes to become president. I'm just going to say it. No, I'm not going to go too conspiratorial, but he's the only person that you could convince the public that happened. Otherwise, the public's going to be like, that didn't happen. If it was anybody else, you do that with Gavin Newsom and you're like, wow, he beat everybody by 10 million votes. Everyone's going to be like, yeah, sure he did. You do that with The Rock, people can go, people really like him. His Instagram has a lot of followers, 100 million followers, blah, blah, blah. You could do that with The Rock. You could convince people. I don't think it's going to be Gavin Newsom. Also, just a little side note, when it comes to Gavin Newsom and Ron DeSantis, they had a debate. And I would just love to say, this is complete proof that Ron DeSantis is bought and paid for. Complete proof that he is, again, actually Trump just came forward and said that he has seen that he is being paid, his campaign is getting Democratic contributions in some way, shape, or form. But I think this is complete proof that he's bought and paid for. The reason that he had this debate with Gavin Newsom is so Gavin Newsom could be positioned as presidential. He can't announce that he's running, but if he's debating someone who's running for president, you start to see him in the public eye as somebody who is on the level of all the presidential candidates. Terrible decision by Ron DeSantis. Obviously bought and paid for. I fully believe that he's a Trojan horse now. There is no other explanation. Even him, with all of his terrible campaign decisions, his terrible campaign management, should know the only people you should be debating are other presidential candidates, not Gavin Newsom. You only do that if you're trying to help him along and you're trying to help the Democratic Party. But other than that, we got The Rock visiting the Pentagon. So just a little update there that I want to give you guys. Like, subscribe, and let me know what you think. Do you think that this means anything? I think it kind of does. And I'll just add this before I leave. The reason that they said that general, let me go back to that general there. This gentleman said that he had The Rock there because he wanted The Rock to help with recruitment because he's good at telling stories, which is not true. His directors, the writers, are good at telling stories. Vince McMahon is good at telling stories. The Rock's not. So for you to say he's there so you can figure out how to tell a compelling story to get people to start a recruiting process, to get people to enroll into the army, into the military, I don't buy it. I don't buy it for 1 second. And you know what? If anybody in the military is watching, here's a little thing you can do. Stop being woke. Stop doing woke stuff. That's it. Just go back, just check videos or whatever you have from the 90s. Do that. Be that way. You'll be fine. But other than that, guys, like, subscribe, and I'm out.